Okay, if you've got a string trimmer with a battery that won't charge, you can try this trick. I've got two of these batteries. It's for Black & Decker string trimmer, and when I put them on the charger, neither one of them would charge. The charger just blinked red, which means dead battery. Well, I know on my automotive battery charger, that charger has to see a certain minimum voltage before it'll actually function. And I suspect that may be true for these chargers as well. So I want to get some voltage into this battery, some amount of voltage, and see if that will trigger the charger to go ahead and start charging it. And I actually took the other battery and I charged it with this NoCo Genius 1. That's a 12-volt charger. It's a 40-volt battery, but I'm just trying to get some voltage into the battery. So I put it on this NoCo charger for maybe 5 or 8 minutes. And then I took it over and put it in the Black & Decker charger, and it started blinking green, indicating it was charging. So that got it going. So now I've got this other battery, and I'm going to put some voltage into it also with the NoCo and see if it'll take a charge on the Black & Decker charger. So if you've got a string trimmer battery that won't charge on the factory charger, just find some other charger that you can hook up to the positive and negative terminals for a few minutes. Try to get some minimum voltage into the battery, and then see if that voltage will trigger the factory charger to go ahead and charge the thing up. So here's the other battery that I got a little voltage into it. And when I first put it in the charger, that was blinking red. And blinking red indicates dead battery. But just getting a little charge into it, after I put it on that NoCo charger, I measured the voltage and it measured about 13 volts. And when before I charged this, I checked the voltage in it. I think it read 7 volts. And that's when it made it blink red. But when I got the voltage up to 13 volts and put it back on the charger, now it's blinking green. So we'll see how well that battery takes a charge. And then the other battery on the previous clip, I'm going to bring it over here also after putting some voltage into it and see if I'll get a functioning charge. But give that a try. Well, that's working great. This is the other battery. It measured 3 volts before I put it on the charger, and I got the voltage up to 13 volts after just a few minutes, 8 or 10 minutes. And so this one was a lot flatter. It was 3 volts pre-charge. This one was 7 volts pre-charge. But look, I got the blinking green. So I thought these batteries were trashed. They're cheap Chinese knockoffs of the Black & Decker battery. And they're pretty old. I think these are about at least 5 or 6 years old. But I got blinking green. So I'll see if they'll both charge up fully and see how they work in the string trimmer. Well, that was a bust. Those batteries, they took a charge, as the green blinking light showed. But when they got to about 22 volts of charge, the light started blinking red. And I took them off and put them back on the charger multiple times, and the maximum voltage I could ever push into these batteries was about 23 volts. So I guess they had just gotten too flat to fully take a charge. So my little trick worked. It got them to where they would at least start charging, but I don't think internally they're in good shape. So I'm just getting a couple of new ones. These are the same ones. They're just cheap Chinese. Hopefully they'll work. But I still think the concept is valid. If your batteries are capable of taking a charge, give them a little voltage first with either another battery or a battery charger. Get some voltage in, and then put them back on the charger and see if they'll take a charge. In my case, I just have to get a new pair.